Well, February is American Heart Month, and what we eat can have a huge impact on the health of our hearts.
Absolutely, and that doesn't mean you have to give up all the yummy things that you love. You can still eat that good stuff and reduce your risk with just a few simple changes that will build up over time. And Janthia Pello, she's a health and wellness spokesperson for Blue Cross Blue Shield, joining us once again with some great recipes. Hey, Janthia, how are you?
Hey, I'm well. Thanks for having me.
Good to hear that you're well, because we've seen the numbers and the stats about, well, heart disease in America.
Yeah, it's the leading cause of death in America, and we only expect the numbers to go up. But something I like to say is that it's never too late and never too early to start doing something. And so, I like to also focus on not necessarily what we need to take away from our diet, but what we can add to make it a little bit healthier for our heart. So one of the things you can do is add fiber wherever you can. Fiber is going to help reduce cholesterol levels, especially that unhealthy type of cholesterol we call LDL cholesterol. So whenever you can add fiber, that's a great idea. I like to add flax seeds, chia seeds to my smoothies. Try to add in an apple a day. Little tweaks like that.
Oh, I would never even think about, so for me, when I think about fiber, I never think about fruit. But obviously,
Really?
Yeah, I know, and I should, but an apple a day. I know it's in there. I always think about I always think like shredded wheat.
Well, there's a reason an apple a day, you know?
Right, yeah.
So, Shadi, you're talking about adding things. I mean,
Yeah.
let's talk about some other little changes that we can make when we're cooking that will make differences as they add up.
Yeah, one really big thing is swapping your cooking oil. So instead of using fats that are hard at room temperature like butter, switching to things like olive oil is really going to be healthy. And research has found that if you just swap about 5% or reduce 5% of your saturated fat a day, that can reduce your risk for heart disease by 25%. So really big things that you can do here. Another thing, of course, for heart disease is paying attention to salt. So using things like herbs, lemon, garlic, things like that to flavor versus just using salt. I also love these dehydrated herbs if you're someone who can't use it all at once. This lasts a little bit longer in the fridge. And then another thing you can do is focus on plant-based proteins. We've seen plant-based diets are very much associated with better heart health, lower risk for type 2 diabetes, which is also kind of linked with heart disease. And so if you can snack on some crunchy chickpeas, you can make these at home in the air fryer, buy them in the store, make something like plant-based protein like black bean burger the star of the show versus every day kind of focusing on a meat for a protein.
I got a feeling I'm the guy who's overpaying for the crunchy chickpeas at the store.
Same.
Yeah, I know. Also convenience, right?
Yeah, but I mean, that's a real, you could buy so much of that and air fry them at home.
Use that air fryer, Todd.
Right, you got to do that. And I noticed, dinner at your place tonight, there's still some really good food in front of you that people can enjoy that could be good for their hearts.
Exactly. So I've got here some bagged, we talked about convenience, bagged brown rice with some salmon that's breaded in pistachios and some asparagus. So for the salmon, I'm brushing it with a little bit of Dijon mustard that's been mixed with just a little bit of honey and some olive oil. So this is going to be a really nice kind of way to glue down this breading. And for breading, we're mixing a little bit of panko breadcrumbs with crushed pistachio. So this is done in a food processor. You can also chop it yourself and just coating that and letting it stick to this. I love using nuts because it's adding extra fiber, extra protein, and of course, it just tastes really good. And on top of that, we're getting a really nice crisp coating. So we'll bake that at 400 for about 15 minutes. And then to serve this afterwards, I like to do a little bit of asparagus. Asparagus is going to be rich in potassium, which is helpful in reducing blood pressure. We'll do just a light bit of salt. And I love putting this under the broiler. It gets them crispy. It doesn't get that sogginess. You're going to get the bright color still. A little bit of pepper. And once it comes out, of course, we'll do a little bit of lemon juice. And this is such a nice complete meal. We've got the fiber from the pistachios, the brown rice, the asparagus, some veggies in there. And of course, the salmon has got those omega-3s, which is helpful in reducing triglycerides, that really important heart health marker.
Man, the whole meal right there.
Pistachio crusted salmon with a side of asparagus.
She makes it look so easy. I know.
It looks like a restaurant meal.
I promise you can do this. Just 30 minutes and you're done with this meal. Perfect for the family, and take the next day too, because this pistachio coating just holds up so well.
Awesome. Shanti, that looks delightful. Thank you so much for all those tips. Little changes. We don't have to overhaul it all. We can just do little things to make our hearts healthier. You want that recipe? You want many, many more, healthiermichigan.org, or follow them on Instagram, BCBS Michigan.